where QR codes kill kittens and customer service is an oxymoron, one podcast has set out to make things right. This is the Unpodcast.
Right now.
We're always supposed to
let the intro play, and then we come in, we're like, hey, welcome to the show.
You're not the boss of me.
That's true. You are the boss of me. That's how it works. So,
I don't know about that.
Hi. We've changed if you're only a listener to the show and not a visual learner,
then this is going to be very boring.
You won't see it, but in the shot, as we say in the biz, there is the Unpodcast, and underneath we have a new entry instead of the tagline where it says the business show for the fed up, which is still applicable. It says established.
Yeah.
Or ES.
Which is arguable. We've been talking about
EST 2015, but now it says 2015-ish. Might be 2014. We're not sure. And Allison brought up a fantastic point.
I can't remember what point I brought up.
Which is we're not really established. That we're not an established entity, and we've never really been established.
Yeah, I just feel like we're still on our way. Maybe on our way towards being established. Right. I think establishment is in the eye of the listener.
Speaking of established and not, as somebody who has made a living speaking at conferences for a long time now.
Is that where you've been? Sorry, I stopped interrupting.
No, I've just been hiding out in Saskatchewan for no reason. That you get a inordinate amount of swag.
Yeah.
From places,
you do get
right?
A lot
You're gonna give the memory sticks and the golf balls and the chargers, and I get a lot of it. I usually opt out of the swag bag from events. I go get my badge a lot of times. It's not something you do, but it was what I do. Allison just walks into places because that's who she is, because that's awesome.
I just think it's a fun game.
And they're like, do you want a swag bag? And I'm just like, oh, no, thank you, because it's not applicable to me. I'm not in the industry. I'm not in it. And I have enough of all of these things and keys to do what I need to do. And then I spoke at SGI, Canada's event in Saskatchewan conference, and they gave out Yeti mugs that are coffee for your coffee in the car. It fits perfectly.
Yeah, you've been inseparable. Scott and his new Yeti mug.
So to SGI, Canada, and Yeti.
It's like you're discovering the most popular brand the way you're talking about it.
Yeah, have you heard of Yeti? There's two things I've just got. These Yeti mugs that keep stuff warm. Also,
yeah, it's amazing.
Also, have you heard of ramen
Yes,
noodles?
another thing
I've just recently have come out in the culinary world of noodles. Anywho, speaking of food and noodles.
So before Scott was in the culinary world of ramen, he spent a lot of time in the culinary world of McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a story from
Good Lord, the picture just came on the screen and scared the crap out of me.
Story from Spork.com by Jay Wilson. Moms really do put up with a lot from their kids, don't they? When moms have younger kids or teenagers, they're the first person they blame for when things aren't going right. 100%. A late meal, a missed sports practice, an apparent inability to figure out exactly why you're so upset. Apparently, though, that doesn't go away. When you're firmly in adulthood with kids yourself and the CEO of one of the biggest businesses in the world, that's if Chris Kempczinski, see how good? Kempczinski's recent interview with the Wall Street Journal is anything to go by anyway. So, yep, that's right, folks. The person who caused such a viral stir in the food world a couple of months back with his slightly bizarre taste test of the new Big Arch burger has blamed it all on his mom.
Dude!
The Big Arch drama, so just if you're not familiar, the Big Arch drama, which they will be henceforth calling it, so the Big Arch drama, kept us very entertained in the first few months of 2026. But sadly for Kempczinski, it was at his expense. It all began when the McDonald's CEO recorded a video where he took a bite of the new Big Arch burger in an effort to demonstrate how good it was. Unfortunately, everything about the video felt off. Kempczinski's delivery was stilted. His bite was comically small, as you can see in the picture if you're watching. The picture, just to demonstrate, his head is as big as the screen, and the bite, it looks like he's just kissing the burger. That's the size of the bite. And his reaction of, that is so good, made us feel, frankly, that the burger was anything but good. So, Why you laugh? The internet.
He looks like a person he
He's
had
kissing
an
it.
allergy to burgers, but still had to pretend he could eat one. This is how you would eat one.
Yeah, or a gentle peck. The internet promptly got to work making this faux pas of a video intensely viral, and pretty much every president or CEO of a major food chain responded in kind with their own videos of statements, right? Wendy's, Burger King, even Costco. So, in a sit-down interview with the Wall Street Journal,
About his biting methods.
yes, Kipczynski said the lessons he learned from his mom in his youth might be at the root of it. I blame it all on my mom because she told me don't talk with my mouth full. And I think probably in that case, I should have just said, you know what, to hell with it. I'm going to talk with my mouth full.
Did you ever learn how to eat with your mouth full? Because there's nothing in it. It's the greatest video I have ever seen. This is why, though. Okay. There's context behind to me for this. This is the head of $1 billion corporation,
Yeah.
and who looks.
It didn't need to be him in the video.
Not just disinterested in their product, but not knowing how to use their product. Now, this is weird because said product is food. And honestly, as an adult, you should be able to know how to handle food and a burger that you sell. But here's the thing. Here's what is not mentioned in this article because it's a follow-up to what had happened.
Yeah.
The other part people were going was he called it a product. I'm here to enjoy this product today. Does anybody sit down at McDonald's and go, I'd like to enjoy a product today? Not only is he so...
Are they not selling to kids anymore? Is that not the thing?
And again, the bite wasn't even a nibble.
No, he kissed it.
Right? It was almost like he had some burger through osmosis. Like he was near it or touched it. It's like
Make you kiss a sister
yeah,
sort of a kid.
he took the essential oils bite. Let's put it that way, right? It was near another burger and he did it. But this is a definition of the problem today of people running these larger companies that have been so entrenched with us. It's the video game publisher CEO who's never gamed. It's the head of a music label who hates music.
Yeah.
It's like realizing you're trying to be the common man to people. And I hate to tell you, but you're an alien.
And I agree with Jay Wilson, who ends the article by making a call to his mom. From one mom to another. And, when are you going to make your video? I want to hear what his mom has to say.
And, of course, the favorite part of this is, like you mentioned in the article, a lot of other fast food CEOs came out and said, this is actually how you take a bite. I'm talking from Hardee's to Wendy's to
Costco, it said.
Obviously, Wendy's comes in over the top on this, off the top row, because this is what they do. But
they're pros.
It literally looked like Mark Zuckerberg trying to talk like a human being. Right? It's like, how much is a chocolate bar? I don't know, $1,000. Like, this guy doesn't know how to eat it because you know why? He doesn't eat the product. Because he doesn't like the product that they sell. Right?
I know, but he's eating something. Like, I'm just saying,
I don't know if he's eating something.
A sandwich?
He might just everything through a tube.
So disturbing.
Just a paste.
I think I need his face taken down. I'm upset.
So after that review, let's move on.
I don't want to sit beside him anymore.
To actually what's happening with reviews in general. There is a giant change Google has made to reviews when it comes to what reviews can work. Now, this happens to be with if you have a business that wants to get reviews, which is most of them. So if you go to Google and you look at any place, it doesn't have to be the typical things you think of, which is like a restaurant or anything service, but anything that gets reviews under places in Google, which is a giant ecosystem of reviews. One who I am, by the way, a top reviewer for. Thank you so much.
You are. You're a solid reviewer.
But it drives business. Mm-hmm. It literally drives and it can help or hurt or kill a business. So they've come out with these huge changes that are about to take place, if not already taking place. Okay, so I'm going to give you the key points of it first, and I'll see if I need to expand on any of them.
Should I take notes? Is there going to be a test?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I understand it first.
Okay.
So Google's early 2026 update to its prohibited and restricted content policy adds 2 major new bans. Okay, these are important. 1, asking customers to mention staff names in reviews. And 2, pressuring customers to leave reviews while still on your premises.
Oh.
Review kiosks, shared tablets, and in-store review stations are now explicitly against policy. Review gating, pre-screening customers by sentiment before sending a review link, is prohibited and now actively enforced, right? And then incentivizing reviews with discounts, gifts, or loyalty points is prohibited, including offering incentives to revise or remove a negative review, which was already in place before this, I believe.
Yeah, that's not new.
Google's AI-driven enforcement is actively removing non-compliant reviews. Repeated violations can lead to profile restrictions or suspensions.
What if... Okay, sorry. I have some questions.
Yes, go ahead.
So you may not know the answer, but just questions and thinking about that, two things. Like what if... So it's AI doing it, so I'm just saying... What if someone writes a review where they just happen to say, like, Adam was great at doing that, or he was a great, like, you go someplace, you review it, and you happen to mention the name of the person.
Right.
Does that get flagged as somehow being, like, the idea of being pressured is also, like, a very, sometimes a subjective thing. Like, is asking someone for a review pressure? Like, where's all the nuance there?
So I'll give you this first. So here's an explanation. Why can't I ask customers to mention my staff by name anymore? This is the change that is catching the most businesses off guard, as you bring up. And it is worth understanding why Google made it.
It's more like, how do they know you asked and the person didn't just volunteer it?
Right. So for years, especially in automotive and home services, businesses trained their staff to ask customers to include the salesperson or technician's name in the review. The article says, we review this all the time. I'm sorry, I need to also mention, this is from 3chaptermedia.com is the site that this is written on. So I'll start again. For years, especially in automotive and home services, businesses trained their staff to ask customers to include the salesperson or technician's name in the review. We hear this all the time when we're talking to dealership clients. They often tie employee bonuses directly to the number of reviews that mention their name. It felt like a harmless way to recognize good staff and help future customers know who to ask for. Google updated its policy now explicitly prohibits merchants from requesting that specific content, including this. The reason is straightforward. When you tell someone what to write, the review is no longer a genuine reflection of their experience. It is a guided script, and Google's AI can detect this. Reviews that follow a natural pattern, like consistently mentioning a full name in a way that real customers almost never do organically, are flagged for removal. Greg Gifford of Search Lab Digital put it plainly, quote, "It's not human nature to leave the name of the person who sold you the product or service in the review, especially when the review mentions the first and last name of that person." And then with on-premises is a more of a kiosk type of thing. So because it's an effective way, and the last few reviews I have left for local businesses have been because they've asked me to.
Yeah.
Not with any kind of, can you give us a good or bad review? It's that, so we went to a place, Pita Nutso, right? This place had great shawarma, great chicken, garlic chicken. Oh, so good. Anyways, now I want one right now. Anyway, so we've been there a bunch for years. You always pop by. They're always great. And Owen and I went in, but we went in and sat down and ate. And so we ordered it, sat down, really good. Halfway through, he's like, "How is everything?" And I'm like, "Amazing." It's like, "Great." And he's actually pointed to the QR code on the table. It's like, "If you give a review, that'd be great. It really helps us." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." I wasn't even thinking about it in the moment. And I gave it because I had never given them one, but I'd always gone there, which is great. But here's the thing. If you ask at the table, "Hey, how is everything?" and you say, "Great," you're gating the review request right now because you're seeing who's happy with service and saying, "Great, could you leave a review?"
But the thing was on the table.
Right. So it's already there, so it's not gated. And it's not
anyone can leave a review.
Right. So now we're in the gray. Now we're floating and we're dancing in the gray right now.
It's just, reviews are always certain point subjective, so it's hard to judge like where that, you know what I mean?
And that's
it's interesting.
So it's also, I'm going to give you the example of the best requests for reviews we've gotten, which I think may now be against this policy.
I think so.
And this is a story you put in one of the books as well, and I really thought it's one of the best. So one of the top experiences you can do, listed reviewed-wise in Las Vegas, is a few things, right? There's one which is just you run construction equipment. It's one of the top attractions in Las Vegas. If you've never been there, they have all the things in Las Vegas, right?
It's a big sandbox.
We've been a couple of times, but they have all of the things.
We isn't me.
Think of something right now. They have that. The number one thing, driving a tractor.
Yeah.
You're right up there, right? And then also is driving exotic cars. And so you're competing all the time with being the top things to do in Las Vegas on a review site like TripAdvisor. And so what drives that are reviews, right? And the more great reviews you have, the more it pushes you up. So how we found was this place called World Class Driving with a buddy of mine, and he's a car guy. I am not.
No,
I have not
guy.
refilled our honks in our car yet, or our headlight fluid. And so we go to this place, and they, you can drive Porsches and Lambos and whatever other fancy car names there are. Those are the two I know from the 80s.
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
Whatever Rolls Maybach, whatever they're driving around these days with the kids. Yes, right. You drive. Perfect. we go to the place, the office off the strip, and they're meeting you there. And then you get into the cars. And the owner is there. And he's like, hey, everybody, pops in. There's a safety demonstration. You know, he doesn't want you to crash his cars. It would be great. So he's like, hey, everybody, thank you so much for choosing us. There's so many things you can do in Vegas. And it's so cool you picked us. We live and die on reviews. This is a very competitive environment. There's about 8 of us in the room. He's just talking to us, just standing in front of us. This is you live or die based on reviews. If anything that happens today is below a 5-star review, my office is right there. And he points to the left. He says, when you come back, you walk into my office and I will make it right in the moment. Okay? If it is a 5-star, we'd love for you to give us a review. And he handed a postcard with a review on it. Right? And we're just like, he's standing beside his stuff. Right? And that was the most effective thing. But also, that's gated. In theory.
But there's a step that he takes where he, like, yes, it's gated, but he isn't like, what he's also doing is something where he frames it in, let me just say, okay, he frames it in terms of reviews, right?
Right.
He says it in review type words. He said, if it isn't a 5-star review, come and talk to me. But he could also say, if this isn't a absolutely fantastic experience that meets all your expectations, my office is right there. Please come and talk to me. I'll do anything I can to make it better. And then there's just a QR code somewhere with reviews.
And he still gave the card regardless of what you were going to do.
So do you know what I mean?
So like, it's not gated exactly, but again, it's great.
At least I'm happy that they did
It's still approved by me.
Hard.
I love that way of doing it.
It's approved
honestly.
by me.
Yeah, but I've seen people do that. But also, that's an interesting thing where when you reply back to somebody or talk, and they're just like, oh, they're going to give a good review. Let's send them a link.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that I do understand.
And all of this simply comes down to one thing. Millions of reviews are left every day in Google Places.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that matters with that: trust.
Yeah.
Do people reading it trust that?
And this, like...
And once Google sees that people stop trusting reviews, which is where the line trend has been going, because AI.
Yeah.
So one of the things is saying, look, they're fake. Once somebody looks at something and says, all of, like, say, Yelp. Let's say Yelp gets known for... Yelp had a trend going for where they're almost like the mob. Yeah. They're just like, all these businesses, you have to join, you have to be part of our premier thing.
Yeah.
Well, if I learn that is untrustworthy, I'm going to stop going.
Yeah.
And the only thing worse to Yelp or Google review of a business not wanting to be part of them is consumers not reading them.
Yep.
That's what drives the business. So there has to be a trust. It's something that I don't have the footage right now, so we're going to pretend on the show right now that we have the footage in the moment. I'm going to send it to our team afterwards.
Are you driving?
No, we set up because of fake reviews, when Unselling came out.
This is one of my favorite things I think we ever did.
We decided, because none of our books, on the back of any of our 7 books, which none of them have real testimonials. Not one.
Yeah, we asked and asked.
Not one, because also a lot of them are fake. They can be paid for, or people just don't even read the book. And so one of the things we did with Unselling is we went to Fiverr, because you could buy testimonials. And we bought a dozen testimonials from people, and we made them all say the same script.
Yeah,
And one of the words we made them use was bomb diggity. It's the greatest thing ever. So we're going to pretend we have it right now. We're going to insert it right here in the show, both audio and video. Okay. And then we're going to come back and pretend we just watched it. Ready? Okay. Like magic.
Wow. The new book, Unselling, the new customer experience is the bomb diggity.
Bomb diggity.
The bomb diggity.
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 Bomb diggity. Bomb diggity.
Bomb diggity.
I've never read a business book this epic. Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me.
Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me.
Trust me. Go to unsellingthebook.com now. Woo!
Woo!
Woo. Woof.
Woo!
Woo. 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 Woo.
He's so witty, right? It's such a great idea. Such a great idea. No, but the whole point of that was this we got to have a dozen people say bomb diggity and woo all together now.
It's really one of my favorite things.
So what we're trying to tell you is don't trust the book testimonials. Just that's the reason for that. But the final review thing I want to talk about is my Mr. Holland's Opus.
Okay.
Is the greatest thing I've ever done when it comes to
we're
business.
sharing 2 of our favorite things
We really
today.
are.
Yeah,
it is a really big deal.
It's our favorite things.
And we do it for the 7. We do it for all of you listening and watching. And my mom. So when people give reviews, obviously, as you're seeing here with Google's rules, we have to make sure people trust them. And one of the things you cannot do is review your own company's products, right? So if you work for the company, it is assumed you may have a bias. Now, some people who work for companies hate the company, so the bias is the other way, but you can't do that. You have to disclose a relationship you have with the brand.
My reviews of marketing keep getting deleted.
Because you're saying inappropriate things in the review.
Well, I have stuff to say.
So one day, I awaken from slumber, and I hop onto the App Store in the early days. Back in the day when the App Store, we checked it all the time. I wanted to see when Angry Birds was climbing up, what new app was jumping, what was going down.
This is the golden age of the App Store.
Flappy Bird, whatever we got. We're going to jump on there and check it out. And I noticed in the Canadian App Store that the Bell Mobility app, the app you use to check two things on your phone, the amount of data you've used, and if you're not in Canada right now listening or watching this, we have some of the highest data costs in
Bell's a phone company.
in the world. So Bell is a phone company.
Telecom? Do you still call them phone companies?
Telecoms.
I don't know. You know what we mean.
So you can check your data and your overcharged data and your bill. That's the app.
Yeah.
So it's like Angry Birds, but it's not. There's no joy in this app.
No, there's no joy. It's just a bill.
They could have called the app depression.
How much you're on your phone and how much you owe them.
100%. Okay? And I look at the apps, and it's right near number one. It's ranked number one at 4-something stars, like 4.3 stars. Now, especially back then, 5-star on the App Store is next to impossible.
Yeah.
On Android, even more. People use Android, they're just miserable with apps. They're miserable app people, and I agree, because the App Store is so open there's a lot of junk. These people were incredibly excited about this review, okay? It was 89 ratings at 4.5 stars. And
89 ratings when did it launched?
This is the thing. It was like immediately, within a week, they had 89 ratings, 4.5 stars. Here's some reviews I'm going to read you. This is Mike. Works great, makes it so easy now to check my profile and pay my bill. Nice, clean design and very user-friendly. What? This is from somebody named Steph.
Hey.
Coincidentally, the same name as somebody on the crew here. Much improved, like the new look, faster and easier to use. Who are you with, Steph? This is from Charbel. Says, awesome app and very user-friendly. Looking forward to include BTV and home phone services in future releases. Who the hell says that as a consumer? It's like calling your burger a product. You know you're on the inside. This is an inside job. So I see these reviews and I'm like, there's no way these are human beings. But back then in the App Store too, you had to use your name.
Yeah.
So then I go, now you can all write this down if you want. This is kind of like,
it's sleepy.
This is hacker level stuff. So I don't put this into a browser that people will know. Yeah. But if you go to this underground site, you might want to use a Tor browser for it. It's called LinkedIn. Yeah. And if you go to LinkedIn, you can look up people's names and see where they work. And so Mike here, who said it works great and is looking forward to the next thing, is the, let me see, who is Mike? I can't remember who he is. Oh, he's the associate director at Bell. Charbel is a performance manager at Bell. Steph is the marketing manager at Bell.
Hey.
Okay, fine. Every single person that gave a positive review was a current standing employee of Bell. So I did what any good...
Some people have Christmas at the regular time.
So I did what any good Canadian would do. I let it go, and then we looked. I'm kidding. I wrote a blog post, and I called it "For Whom the Bell Mobility Tolls," which is the greatest.
I think you should
title.
say it again.
For Whom the Bell Mobility Tolls.
Aw, I'm so proud of you.
The best title I have ever written for a blog post, and I blogged about it, and I ripped them a new one, and then the Canadian Competition Bureau decided to go after them. I was on the news in Australia, from Australia to around the world. The Competition Bureau then says we are starting an investigation. And if you know anything about any kind of business competition bureau or places that look at these type of things in any country, when they announce the investigation, that is usually the end of the investigation.
Yeah,
we are doing an investigation, and then they investigate forever because they never do. So I forget about it. And a year later, I get a call from one of the CBC people that's the news up here in Canada, one of the favorite people. It might have been Megan Reid. What's up, Megan? And said, hey, do you have any comment? The Competition Bureau came down with their ruling. And I'm like, what? No.
Yep.
And they're like, so? They have to send all their employees to ethics training. And I'm like, do they need a speaker for that? Do they need a trainer? Because I could do it. And 2, they've been fined $1.25 million for what's called astroturfing reviews, which is having your own people do reviews for you.
Just my husband on LinkedIn.
And the best part of this whole thing, I did all of this before I even put pants on.
Yeah,
we did it from bed. We wrote the blog post in bed. I did it all in there, and it went around. And so, being a Bell customer, however,
we did check our bill regularly.
I got $1.25 million in my bill in February that year. For just
a lot of overages.
It's like ancillary charges or something like that. It was odd. Anywho, so if you, by the way, speaking of reviews, why don't you review the podcast? How about that?
I don't think that really they should.
You should.
I mean, we're barely...
less than 5 stars. We're going to give them incentives.
We're barely established.
We are. We're not even established yet. Once we get established, if you can leave us a review where you watch or listen to podcasts, that would be so much appreciated. Only 5 stars, though, and if you do, Steph will give you money. She works for Bell, apparently, as well. She has multiple jobs. She can pay for it. She will give you, and a discount on data. Yes?
Absolutely.
I think that's binding.
Yeah, binding.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bow-dow, ba-da-dow-dow, ba-da-dow-dow, ba-da-dow-dow-bow.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and visit theunpodcast.com. And remember, friends don't let friends use QR codes.